Good morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This is liveweatherblogs.com meteorologist Bob Acanfrio with today's tropical update for Wednesday, October 20th, 2010. We continue to watch Invest 99L here in the Western Caribbean. Not showing great signs of development this morning. There's actually a Hurricane Hunter aircraft going to be checking the system out this morning. You could see we kind of have a naked swirl here, as we like to call it, right here. You see a lot of the convection, and this was one of my, I mentioned this yesterday, the deterrents with this system would be shear and dry air. And we've seen both of those things hitting this system today as that trough moves off from up to the north here as it's swinging through the southeast today. I'll show you that on the water vapor loop. But you can see here, most of the convection is now to the east of the apparent center, which is right here, kind of southwest of Grand Cayman by about 150 miles. So all the convection is being blown off to the east. Could this be a depression? Actually, pressures are pretty low here and getting lower, so it's got a good low-level circulation. It's just that the appearance to me wouldn't make this a tropical depression right now. We really need to see this convection getting wrapped around the center here in order for them to classify it. So I don't think we're going to see that today until this shear knocks down. But this system's not down and out. We're actually going to see conditions get a little better towards the end of this week as we move towards Friday and Saturday, and that's when I think we could really see the system start getting its act together. So we're not done yet. It's just we're kind of just waiting for the shear to subside and some of this dry air to lift out over the weekend, and then we could get the system developing. It looks like probably it might drift a little farther east today, just a little bit, but that's going to be about it. Then it's going to put on the stall, and then it's really going to depend on how strong this high pressure ridge is going to be over the southeast over the weekend as that builds in, whether this will sink farther south than west, or will it just kind of stall and then move more towards the west this way. I'll show you some of the model runs here in a minute. So that's what we're looking at in the next few days. So here's that water vapor loop, and you can see here's that trough moving through the southeast today. This is going to move through and then move off to the east. Not a real digging trough, so it's not going to kick this thing and shoot it off to the northeast and out to sea. It's kind of going to be left behind down here, and then high pressure is going to build in its place over the weekend, and that's going to shunt this back off towards the west, and then it's going to make that move. Again, depending on how strong that high pressure is, will it sink south then west? Will it be more west? Will it be more west-northwest? So this entire area from Honduras, Nicaragua, Honduras, Belize, and the Yucatan, this whole area is going to be under the gun for this system as it then eventually does move off to the west. Shear today, right now we're around that 20 knot area, so it's kind of on that edge of conducive for development. But once this trough moves off to the east, the shear will get a little lighter in this area. Like I said, as we move towards Friday and the weekend, we'll have some of this stronger shear kind of shift off to the north a little bit. And that should give this an opportunity to develop. And again, you see steering currents today. Again, this trough is not digging deep, so we're kind of in that weak steering current. That trough is just inducing a very slight east movement. But then again, we're pretty much, like I said, a little east today, and then that's going to be it. Then the high pressure is going to build into the north of this system. And again, we'll either shunt it south, then west, or just directly west or west-northwest. We're a little unsure of some of the model differences there on where it will go eventually. So here's the model runs. This is this morning, and you could see kind of all over the place again when you kind of see this, I call this the spider effect here. It's kind of, we've got every which way here, but just to kind of point it out, here's the GFDL and HWRF runs right here, pretty much coinciding this morning, and they don't have this high pressure as strong over the weekend. So it just kind of is going to drift here and then move off to the west and then west-northwest, and then eventually another key player in this, possibly down the road, we have a stronger trough than we've seen with this last trough that's going to dig down across the Gulf Coast states towards the middle of the week. So wherever Richard is, if Richard's farther north, then sure, it could get sucked up and then eventually head off to the north and northeast. So again, that's down the road. We'll have to see. Now, some of the other models have a stronger high pressure here ridge over the southeast this weekend, including the GFS. A lot of these lines right here, this is a lot of the GFS ensemble models, and they bring the system farther south as that high pressure builds in, and then west. Some of the other models, here's the no gaps model right in here. Again, a little south, then west. The Canadian model's a little farther north here in this yellow line. So you can see they're all depending on how strong that high pressure ridge is going to be. Will depend, how far south it sinks and then west. This will eventually move west and possibly west northwest and then northwest. But again, depending on the impacts where it will be will depend on how strong this high pressure is. And here's that GFDL model run, very consistent with this run. Again, we don't really have the storm totally developed yet, so sometimes you got to take these models with a grain of salt, and that's why you see a lot of the models all over the place, because we really don't have a system developed. But this is what the GFDL and the HWRF have been showing, and might be a little too far east with this. That's why I'm not sure how far north this is going to be. You can see it. GFL takes it, boy, almost past through the Cayman Islands the next 24 hours. I don't think it's really going to go that far east, but we'll have to see. Again, that's just, again, one model run, and you see how they've been all over the place. But this is showing that conditions will be favorable, and a lot of the intensity models are showing favorable conditions here in the Western Caribbean in a few days. So the system has the potential to blow up pretty quickly here, so we'll definitely be watching for that. So some of the global models, again, here's the GFS, and you can see sinking it farther south because this high pressure ridge is going to be stronger, and then off to the west. And then here's that trough midweek that's going to be moving through the eastern United States. And again, if this system's farther north, it could get picked up. Here's the Euro model, again, sinking this system. We'll see this run here in a second here. Let's get it going here. So you see it, here it is, sinking it way far south and then west. And then here's that trough. A little slower with the trough. The GFS brings this trough in a little quicker. The Euro kind of lays it back towards the middle to the end of the week. So there's timing differences on this trough when it'll move through. And again, that could be a factor if this system is farther north. Then we'll have to see, will it get sucked up into the Gulf of Mexico? Again, don't really know that right now. Can't say that for sure. We're just going to have to see where it goes. It could, again, sink farther south than west and then just die over Central America. So again, a lot of ifs in the forecast. And finally, just for good measure, the UK Met model. Again, not as far south, kind of sits it here in the Western Caribbean, and then pushes it farther west, a little west, and then towards the Yucatan, Belize area. I kind of like that solution the best out of all this. If I wanted to pick a middle of the road solution, people want answers. I'd say more like that, maybe towards Yucatan, Belize area. I don't know how really strong this high pressure ridge is going to be in here over the weekend to really sink it so far south that it gets all the way down to Honduras and Nicaragua. I'm not totally buying that one right now, so I'd go middle of the road right now and say Belize, Yucatan area could be the eventual areas that do receive this potential Richard system here. Well, that's it for today. I will try to have another update tomorrow morning, definitely in the next couple days if this system develops. I will have an update. Whether it not be tomorrow, it'll definitely be on Friday. Stay tuned to liveweatherblogs.com for all your latest weather information, and have a great day.